Oh, hold on. I have to welcome
sorry. I
everybody.
was totally jumping in on you.
It was. I'm gonna have to edit this now. I can't believe it. Gee whiz. So yeah, welcome to our Tuesday night's team endurance call. It is October 20. I never know. What's
27th.
27th, right?
You got it.
And real short call tonight because we spent a lot of time talking about Facebook groups and how to get in them and how to stay in them, right? So
Yep.
Stephanie has some recognition, so go ahead.
All right. So Jennifer Rowe has 3 Success Club points. Sarah Toth has 6 Success Club points, and Jen Millard is at 2. So we still have 4 days to get to Success Club 5. So we can get there.
Yeah.
However, right now we cannot update the October Success Club list because Brent made that. So should we make a new one?
I don't know. If you want to, you can throw one in there. If everybody, if there's people that are waiting to put their stuff in there. I know Sarah, did you put yours in there at all before you went before we were not able to?
I put my second one up there, but I haven't added my third person, my third challenge group.
Okay, I can see all that stuff because I'm above all of you guys, so I can see everybody's Success Club points. So we'll report those out next week too. So
Yeah.
Okay.
just keep firing it up. You know, that stuff will all come back when Brent's out of jail, and I know it's going to be I've got to get in and get the points all calculated for the challenge in our group because then I'll have a lot less to sort through. Probably, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
So anyway, what I wanted to talk about tonight was something that I've been working on really hard, and it's something that I actually do in my classroom with my students, and it's developing SMART goals, right? So this is something that I teach my 6th graders, and I'm going to keep it real short, and maybe we can, we can share the goals that we come up with. That was my goal, my SMART goal for tonight, was to have you guys write goals and then share them. So if you got to get a pen and paper, something to write with, and then next week when we get on, we'll spend a few minutes sharing our SMART goals for the month of November. Okay? So I have something to share here real quick. And this is what I was showing my students this week because they were kind of griping about having to write goals every week. And I try to keep it real simple and have them write goals that are weekly because, they're 6th graders and 7th graders and they can't think more than, a couple hours ahead anyway. So I've been working on that to try to get them to set goals every week. So this is what I pulled up, and this goes with exactly what we were talking about the last couple calls about how successful people do professional development. They lift up other people, build their social networks, right? They forgive other people, and they talk about their ideas and continuously learn, accept responsibility for their failures, and don't blame anybody else, have a sense of gratitude, and of course the last one, set goals and develop life plans. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Very interesting over here, though, because if you think about it, how many people do you know on Facebook that do all of this, right? You think about that. And, it's very obvious that this is not, the things that are on here are not going to build your social capital for sure. They're not going to help you help other people. Especially if it's showing up on people's Facebook pages, they're going to steer their way away from you guys. So, if you're doing that kind of stuff, so be careful. And of course, at the very bottom, unsuccessful people never set goals, right? So we're going to talk a little bit more about that and to kind of set you up for next week to think about this. So my next picture to share is right here. This is one that I use with my students. And it basically just tells you what SMART goals are and how to set them up. Somebody's driving a car or something. I don't know what that is. Hold on, let me mute the. Okay, there. I got rid of that somehow. So on your piece of paper, you're going to write a SMART goal for November. Okay. Now I know many of you guys have probably been on calls or done other things where you set a goal for the year or you set a goal for whatever. Well, we're gonna make it smaller. We're gonna set our SMART goal for a month. Okay. And if that doesn't work for you, then you need to set your SMART goal for a week and maybe even a day, right? Because all of us, at least, the people that have been coaching for more than a month or so, kind of know what we need to do, right? The 3 vital behaviors, we know all about those. And if you don't, you better be asking on the coach site so that we can give you some updates on that. I'm sure one of us would be happy to, to do a call and to help you with that if you're not sure what that is. So the point is, is the goal that you have for your business, are you doing what you need to do to reach that, right? So first of all, your goal has to be specific, okay? So this is what everybody's going to need to do this, right? So even myself, so I'm going to do this. So specific as possible, okay? And so I'm going to even go back. I'm going to look at one of the cool things. I don't know if you've seen this in your coach account. It has the leadership ladder stuff right there when you go to your office. And it actually you can click on it and kind of compare how you're doing this month to your past months. And, maybe we can talk more about that next week or something, but it's really, really helpful to kind of set goals for yourself because you can see how you've done the last few months. And I think it even goes back farther. And you can actually, help yourself to set goals for yourself. So, of course, it has to be measurable. You can't just say, I'm going to do better in my business. It has to be measurable. So, like one of the things that I do is I actually write on my planning page, my Beachbody weekly planning page, is I write on there very specific goals that I want to complete every day and every week, right? So that kind of keeps me focused on that. But this is going to be for the month, okay? And with Team Cup coming up, we're all going to be very aware of what's going on that month, and hopefully we can kind of push ourselves a little bit. That's another thing that setting a goal is really designed to kind of push yourself to the next level. So that's something that my students will love to set goals, to do exactly the same thing they did the week before. But obviously, unless you're, getting 20-some Success Club points a month like Brent, you probably could push yourself a little bit farther, right? Just don't join, 20 Facebook groups in a day and do that every day, right? So it might not work. But then it also has to be attainable. This is one that kind of goes against some of what I've seen over the years from other coaches when they talk about setting goals. I've heard things like, vomit goals and different things like that. And, I agree that you need to set a goal that you might not think you could reach, okay? But you can't set a goal that's going to be, for sure you're not going to reach, because that's not going to do anything for you. I'm not going to set the goal that I'm going to be, 5-star diamond at the end of the month. It's not going to happen, right? But I can set myself a goal that I, think, I'm going to have to do something special to get there, okay? And that's the same thing. It has to be realistic. So attainable and realistic, they kind of go together. And remember, we're talking about in a month. We're talking about 30 days. What can you do in 30 days to grow your business, right? And then the last one, timely, that's our time frame is for a month. So any questions about this before we hang up? Whoops, sorry. I'm turning people's things off here. So I'll leave this up here for a second. Does anybody have any questions about the SMART goal thing here? And obviously, Sarah, you can't see it. So I will post this on the coach page, right when we're done with this. So, any questions now that everybody's unmuted?
I would say Tim nailed it. It's awesome. You know, it's well known. This SMART goal concept is it's pretty diplomatic with a lot of companies. I know Carl Deichler, the CEO, I know Tommy talked about it too. The company, when they get audited, like they do their January audits, obviously, and they look at in quarterly, et cetera. I know they use this SMART goal system to analyze the data of the company with obviously the infomercial side of it versus the coach side with us. I mean, it's very universal. I think Tim nailed it. Like it's all measurable and it's all timely. And so, you know, it starts. I mean, us even as coaches, you know, on the obviously the more the independent side versus the company. I think a lot of companies use this, and I've heard. I mean, SMART goals. I'm right with Tim. I mean, totally perfect for middle schoolers. It's awesome. So.
Yeah.
I wish I could apply it to kindergarten, but yeah. So not so much, but no, I know they talk. I mean, I've heard Carl Deichler talk about it, and cause, and they do that with their meetings at the SMART goal. If you Google SMART goals, it's universal with a lot of big companies use it. I know Starbucks, some other ones, you know, there's Fortune 500 companies use this. So anywho, that's all.
So there you go.
I may
So,
have
oh.
a copy that I can, a worksheet, a SMART goal worksheet. I may have one that I can post up for people.
okay, yeah, I saw when I
Graphic
I'm
organizer.
always looking for new ones, and I found a template or something too that you can write onto. But yeah, go ahead and post that on the Facebook page, and then I'll I'll either stick this picture in there too, or if your template has the definitions on it, that'll work too.
It doesn't have the definitions. I don't think it's just a worksheet.
Okay, so I'll put this up there too, and then maybe you can post yours in the comments or something too. All
Okay,
right.
I have to find it.
Yeah, that's the fun part. All right, so there you go, folks. Good discussion. You know what? Even if we don't get a lot of stuff put out there on our phone call, it's great to see your smiling faces and hear your voices, right? So, and just to see that you're still out there, right? All right, guys. So I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to go to sleep because I need to rest my voice for my long day tomorrow, right? Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys.
Bye.
See you.